Hi, my name is Cindy Rang.
I'm Brianna Motzkus, and today is FabriChat.
Good morning.
Hello.
So much today to talk about.
It's been a wild week.
It's been such a week. We have a whole lot. So we'll try to maybe not talk fast, but we'll try to keep it concise for you. So a couple of things. So one thing is that on Sunday box opening, we happened to talk about, we must have done the book review Wednesday or Wednesday night or whatever, and I had talked about a book, and then I had talked about why I choose the books I choose, and we talked a little bit about, my father-in-law, the Buddhist, and a bunch of that. And I cannot tell you how many people that resonated with, that have the same experience, the same desire, and we just think that at our age, we can choose to not feel sadness or anger. I mean, we can't always choose that. Every once in a while that comes in anyway, but the idea of choosing sadness for entertainment or choosing anger for entertainment just seems wrong. And so many, all of your comments and suggestions, it was really, really nice. So it was good to know that I was not alone. And I worry about that because, we've talked a lot about being raised in this very strict Baptist home. And, but man, Buddhism, if it is interesting, if you've not ever listened to it or read about it, it is not a religion. They are not, you've talked about this before, they are not worshiping Buddha. It is really a way of life. It's, this seeking to find a more peaceful existence, which is just important. And it was funny because I have talked about this book so much. Oh, yes. But some of you suggested this book is like, well, we have not talked. You did not talk to me. I love this book. I gift this book all the time. In fact, this is another brand new one. I give these away all the time. It is such a good book. It's the Book of Joy, and it is about Desmond Tutu and the Dalai Lama and this week that they spend together celebrating the Dalai Lama's birthday. And this is the last time they see each other because Desmond Tutu dies shortly after. I think he's like, 92 or something, when they're doing this book. And it's just really interesting. And this, Christian preacher and this Buddhist monk and everything that they have in common, and they love each other so much. And it's just such a good book. And there's all of their wisdom and talking about Jesus's teaching. And it's just a really good thing. I have this on my Audible, and I listen to it all the time. When I can't think of anything else or I'm in between, you can start listening anywhere. Chapter 4, halfway through chapter 8, it doesn't matter. There are pearls of wisdom and a lot of just, goals for living all throughout it. So if you've not ever picked that up, my goodness, you need to. And then the other book, this, since we're talking about that book, I feel now like I can never talk about one without the other. There's a book called The Many Lives of Mama Love, and it's written by...
Why are you reading like that?
Just snuggling. And it's written by Laura Love Hardin is her last name, but Laura Love. And she is interesting book. It's pretty short. I think on Audible it's maybe 5, maybe 6 hours. And she's somebody who is just a soccer mom that got addicted to painkillers. And then, of course, with that addiction, she's doing all kinds of terrible things. She becomes a felon. She goes into prison. She gets out of prison. She's in a halfway house. It's very, very interesting about the system and what happens and how difficult it is to get out of the system once you're kind of stuck in it. But anyway, she had some education, and they were calling her Mama Love because she would help people with their forms, with their, custody battles, with their, the paperwork that the attorneys give these women that are in these, places. And so she was helping everybody. And she got this job as a ghostwriter for a couple of different books for this one particular publishing agency, and it's the same one that did this, and she was there. She helped to write that. And so anyway, just an interesting little side note of how people are connected. And I find that I do that a lot anyway. You know, if I'm waiting for a book that's been highly recommended and I'm, 57 in line for this book, I'll just go find something else. It's like, well, what else have they written? And maybe I'll like that. And so I find weird books in weird places, oftentimes just searching out other authors. But Anyway, I just want to say I'm glad that so many of us have that same thought, that if we're thinking purely in terms of entertainment,
Be happy.
Be happy. Protect yourself from those, bad aging hormones that will cause us so much stress. Speaking of so much stress, before we talk about that, we've talked about Brianna's really, 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 really stressful weekend. But before we talk about that, we just finished another retreat. Let's see, we had, yes, and it was super, super great. So we had our Big Blocks retreat 3 weeks ago, and I wanted to point out, we'll see if we can get a picture of, no one ever saw that. In fact, I don't think I ever even took it from the shop out there.
Yeah.
Which was fun.
We were gathering quilts for the paper piecing one, and it's like, Mom, why is this one still here? Did you already bring this one back? Which is odd, because she never brings quilt backs. I have to go ask for, hey, can I have this one back? Yeah. And she's like, wait, they even took this one. And that was like the inspiration.
The quilt that we made for everyone. And I don't know. It was such a goon. So anyway, we want to show you that. And that's why we're sitting here in the Halloween section of the shop. So we'll show you that. That little recap is up and it's super, super good. But the paper piecing one is really, really fun. So Anna has that done, and we're going to do a special screening. Normally we sort of eke things out a little bit so that if you're watching us twice on Wednesday, we'll maybe put something on a Friday. But this time we're going to go ahead and let you see the recap immediately following this video, because it's very, very good. And we wanted to explain a couple things to you that you're going to see in that. So one thing that I want to say, first of all, is I want you to notice that you can come and do anything. Yeah. It doesn't matter. We have some room in the Flying Geese retreat next week. Mm-hmm. And if you can get away and you can come up, whether you're local, semi-local, or you can get a plane ticket, come. It doesn't matter if you don't want to do any flying geese. Do anything you want. You'll see as we show those quilts, there was multiple people that did not do paper piecing. Mm-hmm.
They already knew they did not like it.
They already knew. They were listening with one ear while they were piecing their other things. Mm-hmm. Perfectly okay. It's great. You still get a great spot with 2 tables, mm-hmm. rolling chair, design wall, all of your meals, private accommodations, comfortable beds, new friends. It's a great time. So I just wanted to point out videography evidence that you can do anything you want. So if you watch that. And then the other thing that I think is really sweet, you guys don't always see him, is Forrest.
I thought it was so cute. And waddled around with his big old booty.
Forrest is Pa's cat. He is a Manx. He was born that way. He's actually a, what's his breed? Bengal. He is a Bengal. And they are the cats that are known for their extremely long tail. So it was super bizarre that he was born without a tail. He was in a litter of 6, and he was the only cat that survived. Jared and Crystal raised him and, had him until he was a couple years old. But he really wanted to be outside, and they were nervous about him because he's a little special needs. You'll see the way he walks and the way he runs. But anyway, so he lives with us.
He has no game.
He has no game.
He would be eaten.
He would be eaten. But... yeah, but what's really funny is that he wanders around. He comes and goes in and out of our house. And so sometimes he'll go out to the event center if they have the doors open. And people will say, there's a pregnant cat out here looking for a spot to have her babies. Nope. It's like, not pregnant.
He lives a life of bigger the belly, the luxurious life. He's just trying to get his ladies. Come to my house. I got kibble.
He does. He's a chubby boy. But the other funny thing is that you'll see she has this section where he's, walking around. And I was telling them that he does it every single time. Yeah. He will find the person who's allergic to cats, and he will sit on her chair. And he does it every time because you never know where or he'll be digging around in your little pile underneath your table. Only the person who's allergic to cats. And it's the weirdest thing. And so there was one person in this retreat that was allergic to cats. And what chair? Hers. And so you'll see we moved her chair, gave her a new one, but, put him there. And so then we were having this whole long discussion about why is that? Is there some sort of pheromone that you put off that you're allergic and it's attractive? Or what is it? Well, Anna looked it up and Anna said that what it is that cats will approach that person who is allergic because they don't make eye contact.
They'll try to avoid you.
And cats are attracted to that. And that absolutely makes sense because sometimes people will call him and it's like, oh, no, too needy. Too needy. If you act like you really want him too bad, no, ew. He's not into that. He wants you to not want him. And then he'll taunt you with his, sexiness. And so that makes sense to me that the person who's not making eye contact, don't look at me, don't come over here. That's where he'll choose. Every time he does that.
Yeah. That makes sense. I'm going to have to remind my kids that with their kitten. Yeah. Leave him alone and he'll love you because he loves me far too much. Apparently I need to start picking him up. My pet answer for them is like, you guys, count how many feet he has. Well, he has 4. How many do you have? I have 2. Great. He's a perfect walker. He can walk better than you guys can. 4 legs. He can jump, run, whatever. He's got 2 extra feet than you. Yeah. I have to tell them. Act like you don't want him. He'll come sit with you.
That's right. That's the goal.
Leave us alone.
Ignore them. And that's when they go, hey.
Yeah. Hey, are you okay? Are you still leaving? Don't die now. I have to eat in a few hours.
Yes. Maisie came in yesterday morning and she had a new little scratch. And I said, what happened to you? And she said, oh, Marlon.
Her and
he scratches me a lot. And I said, well, don't pick him up so much. He likes that.
He does not.
Yeah.
He's such a good cat. I need to get some of the pictures of them together because the look on his face is like pure, like, I could eat you alive if I knew I could still live here when you were dead. But because it was so, she's sitting on the floor and she's like, he's wrapped like in her legs and he's holding. She's not squeezing. I mean, he's not in danger, and he's just flicking that tail. His ears are flat, and he's looking at me like, "Save me!" But it was so cute. It's like easy. Rub his head just a little bit, and he started like growling. And she's like, "He's purring." It's like, "Oh, that wasn't a purr, but it's okay. Just keep purring." Then I eventually got him. It's like, let's let him go potty, and okay. Let me carry him. No, he can walk. And then he quickly ran outside.
They have those cats. What are they called? Those floppy cats. There's a breed. Have you ever seen that?
Floppy cats?
What do they call it? Ragdoll. Have you seen that?
Mm-hmm.
It's a breed, and it's called a ragdoll cat. And when you hold it, it's like, it's like it just lets you.
Marlon must be part ragdoll because he has figured
for him it's survival.
It's survival.
He knows if he's not nice to that little baby girl, he has to live outside.
Yeah, so I think for him it's just if I'm loose, I won't get hurt.
Yeah,
and he'll eventually be seen by an adult. Let the baby go.
Yeah, and don't get caught next time.
Yeah,
run with those
protect yourself.
I have to tell another funny story about Maisie because this is just so funny. I couldn't stop laughing. So last night was a baseball game for Wyatt. And so we're sitting there, we all bring our chairs, we all sit there. And so I'm sitting right next to Brianna and there's a quilt and most of the kids are there and they're sitting and they're kind of doing whatever. And there's like a little grassy patch, over there. And I was kind of watching them too and the girls are there and they're, I don't know, dancing. I'm not sure what they were doing, kind of hanging out a little bit. And Maisie's just standing there, not doing much. All of a sudden Brianna leaps up, no! And she yells and I thought, what is happening? And I look over and she goes, no. And Maisie's just kind of standing there with like her fingers in her pants. And I thought, what? And so then Brianna sits back down. And I said, what did she do? What's happening? She goes, well, she was going to pee.
She's like a feral cat. She'll pee anywhere.
She'll just drop those drops.
She did not have to pee. I made her sit down. We were fine. We got the game over. We made it home. And then we went potty. She didn't have to. It's just, this is a good spot.
I pee right here. And I had forgotten that she does that. She was here at the shop. She walked out the front door, dropped her pants, and peed on the grass. And why? So it's country kids. So it's country kids. Because we taught, and it's a funny thing. And I said to her, and I'm cracking up because I said, It's just so funny because we have, it's those parallel lives, right? We raise our kids, we watch our kids raise our grandkids, and it's like, oh, I remember that. Oh, I remember that. I remember that. And with Jordan, that was his whole potty training thing is, look, you can pee on a tree. Mm-hmm. And peeing on a tree was so much fun that, of course, until Nana and Papa took him to Wenatchee, right on the avenue, he is out there, they're walking in the store, and he's standing there peeing on a tree on the avenue.
Right downtown.
Fortunately, everyone's like, oh, I've seen that before. It wasn't that big of a deal, this little 4-year-old peeing on it. I mean, it was a big deal, but it wasn't. And so, that was fine. But a girl doing this is a first for me. This is a first for me. That she just, now I'm just going to go here. Because now, does Wyatt pee outside?
Sometimes.
Oh, so she must have just seen Wyatt do it.
Maybe, yeah, he does it sometimes. Like, if they're out there working, of course, he'll just do it out there. If the bathroom is being used, he'll run outside.
Robert does it outside.
Yeah. So
Pa does.
And Wyatt will run outside if a bathroom is being used, because whatever. So, yeah, I don't know, maybe she didn't start.
There are some benefits.
Yeah, so. Yeah. And, of course, we went camping at the cabin, and we didn't, fire the water up or anything in the big cabin that has water and everything in it. So she was potty squatting the whole time.
Oh, sure. So, I mean, there is an outhouse, but
it was all dug up again.
Country living thing, Yeah,
I don't know. She's 3 and quite sure she rules the world. She can do whatever she wants. And we're just there to when she needs us.
She is.
Mom thought it was the funniest thing I've ever seen that before.
I've never seen that before. That is hilarious.
Sit out.
So funny.
Spray with peppermint.
Yeah. Don't be here.
Don't be here. Yeah, everyone was unscathed. Hilarious. No one see little naked baby booty.
No. Well, and my
and no accident. She did not have an accident.
No, she
was totally fine.
Yeah. I just think how horrifying for her siblings and their friends to see that. I just wonder, but just hilarious. It's just funny. Yeah. But yeah, being out in the country and out working outside. Yeah, it's a whole different world. But that doesn't translate to city living.
Right.
Not the same thing. Yeah. And that's been hard for Pa because his Not neighbors that he doesn't occasionally walk outside in his man panties. And it's like, what are you doing? Oh, I'm going out, and he'll put some pants on.
You have neighbors. There's a park over there.
I know. He'll say, well, they'd have to look pretty hard to know these aren't shorts.
They're pretty short.
Okay, they're not tidy whities, so which would be obvious, but put some pants on. Yeah. For being such a shy man, he parades around in his underwear a whole lot.
You need to get him some basketball shorts. Just put these over the top.
He doesn't own a pair of shorts.
No, I mean he would never want. He would never wear shorts. If he's gonna put those on, why just put pants on? Well, I mean, yeah.
Anyway, hilarious. Sorry, probably TMI. I don't know what we're supposed to share or not. We just think you guys are all friends.
We're keeping you up to date with Maisie.
Yeah, we're just keeping you up to date.
3-year-old that's feral.
Yeah, feral. She.
It's the easiest way to put it.
It was so funny. It was pretty good. It was pretty funny. All right. And then, oh my gosh. So we just need to, well, not need to, but it's a funny thing because we talk about this a lot, that we know that there's all kinds of horrifying weather anomalies everywhere. And, we see on the news, I haven't watched the news, I think, in a week, but there are floods and there are tornadoes and there are hurricanes and there are things that happen. And we always wonder, gosh, do we know anybody there? Do they need anything? And I hope you guys know that you can call us, or let us know. And, we got you. But, we just never know. There's a lot of that happens all the time. And we just don't tend to talk about it very much. I mean, we used to, it's like, oh, prayers to our friends in Toledo. Oh, prayers to our friends in Texas. And, we think that all the time. We talk about it here. But again, we just think that this is a time just to laugh and chill out a little bit. Keep it happy, entertained with happiness and smiles and laughter and little girls peeing outside. Not tragedy, because there's too much of that in the world anyway. And sometimes we talk about our weather because sometimes something will happen that makes national news, and it's interesting. We've talked about this before about Washington State. Some of you guys are local enough that you know this, but if you're not, so Washington State is fairly interesting in terms of its, topography. We've got on the west side of the state are mountains, Mount Rainier, Mount St. Helens. A little bit farther south, we've got Mount Adams, we've got Mount Baker, we've got Mount Olympus over on the peninsula, we've got some up north. There's pretty significant high mountains. There's the Olympic Mountains and there's the Cascade Mountains. The Cascade Mountains are what separate the state from all of the wet, rainy, green and luscious. It's beautiful, beautiful area. In fact, there's a national park called the Enchantments. You have to actually win a lottery to go in there. So beautiful. Highway 20, if you guys are planning any kind of trip, oh my gosh, take Highway 20 up there, that Lake Diablo, beautiful. Some of the most beautiful areas of the state are
Deception
up there.
Pass.
Deception Pass. It's a gorgeous state. We have lots and lots of beauty here. You could just, and people who live here, you could just do weekend trips and you would never see all of it. It's so pretty. All right. So then there's our half. Also beautiful. Really I think we have a beautiful area, but we are desert. We grow a lot and we are irrigated because of the dam. And we've got the 5 siphons that come down with all of the canals that provide irrigation water that comes directly from the Columbia River. So the river is what fills up Banks Lake. Banks Lake is 31 miles long, and we irrigate everything down here, which was otherwise an absolute desert, 10 inches of rain or less per year. Constant sunshine, heat. And so the stuff that we have to deal with because of all of that is we don't have any shade. We don't have any mountain ranges. We're just here. And so we get wind. Yeah. There's a couple times of year when it's our windy season. So you'll see a lot of people that have planted poplar trees. And the poplar trees, the poplar trees are often planted as a windbreak. Yeah. So there's lots and lots and lots of rows of poplar trees. So we get wind, lots and lots of wind that come through here, sometimes pretty heavy. And so, we think about those kinds of things when we build things. And then, heat. It's not uncommon in July and the early part of August for it to get up to 115 degrees, 110 to 115 for about 2 weeks out of the year. It gets really, really hot. But other than that, we don't have any of that other nasty weather until we do. And what happened was on
Thursday night.
It's Friday night.
No, Thursday.
It was Thursday. So Thursday night, across all of our phones, you get a little, weather alert that there was going to be 65 mile per hour winds.
That's not weird.
No one cared.
It just, make sure.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, we have seen that before. So I went out. I did my usual thing. The winds are coming. I went out, made sure that I knew where all of my pillows. So all I really do with my pillows, patio furniture, is I just tuck it down, tuck it in. And it might still kind of flip out and I'll find it in the alley, but I kind of know where it's at.
Put your umbrellas down.
Take your hanging plants, put them on the ground. That's about all you really need to do. Make sure that all of the gates are shut so nothing is, banging, screen doors, that kind of thing. And that's all you really have to do. 65 mile per hour winds, 50 mile per hour winds, not uncommon. Okay. We felt like that wasn't any big deal. And so we're kind of getting ready, and we all knew we were all out there sewing. So it's fairly late. I'm going to say that it was probably about 9 o'clock or so. We happened to look outside and we could see this black storm coming in. It's like, oh, we're going to get rain with the wind. Wow. Well, it'd be kind of cool. Well, I'm kind of getting ready to go in. So I said, well, gosh, you guys, good luck. I mean, go into your condos now or, we don't have umbrellas on this side of the state. So, close your windows, make a run for it because it looks like you're going to get rained on. And so we went in. I went in And so Pa was in there also, and we were kind of watching, and we could see.
Everyone from Ephrata said the exact same thing.
It is coming in, and we have a little video of it. It was constant lightning. It was, I personally have never seen this before. Maybe this is something that happens on the plains a lot, or maybe in Tornado or Hurricane Alley, you guys have seen this, but it was this black rolling cloud, and it was just just lights, and you could just see lights constantly. And then, but we didn't hear thunder. And then all of a sudden you'd hear all of this thunder that would roll for minutes, and then you'd see more lights. So it was kind of fun to watch. And then deluge of rain, tons and tons and tons of rain. And so we watched all of this and thought, wow, that was kind of interesting. And then probably at, what was it, 9:45, we get a call from Brianna.
Totally different experience.
And she says, the first thing she says is, "Are you guys okay over there?" "Yeah, we're all right. We're just in bed watching, because we've got skylights and not thinking anything. We're just, oh, look how pretty that
Lizzie, settle down.
Lizzie is hiding. But we're just, it's, windy and rainy, and, we were
nothing weird.
Nothing weird. We were fine. It was interesting and beautiful, but nothing interesting. It's like, yeah, and how are you? And
it was not good. we did not know the extreme of it until we woke up the next morning. But it hit us at like 9 o'clock. Because Robert and I had just came back in from doing water, putting my hanging plant down, which didn't matter. But doing all those little things to kind of get ready. Kind of thought oh, should we, park my new car inside? Oh, well, it's not supposed to be that bad. Some wind and, nothing was going to be weird. Oh, no. So we all of a sudden, I had just finished giving Maisie her shower. And all of a sudden the lights start flickering. Our doggy door starts just all flapping. So everyone's all of a corner, and then our power goes out. It did not flicker. It just out. Everything's out. And, right before the power went out, I told Robert, I said, you need to look outside. You could not see outside. And it was just a wall of dirt. We hadn't had rain. It was just a wall of dirt. And then he walks to the front door. We thought we have a big pane window in our front door. We thought it broke. The amount of dirt that was blowing into our house. So all the kids were freaked out. So it's like, okay, let's get Macy dressed real fast. And then glass started breaking. And so we get the mesh really fast, and we put them all in Harper's room. Harper's room is the only window that faces our backyard. So where all the wind and everything getting pelted, all of our windows. My bedroom, Wyatt's bedroom, Maisie's window.
All at the front of the house. All
front of the house. So Harper's was the safest. So we put them all in there, put the dogs in there. Marlin, this kitty, they're crying because they can't find the cat. It's like he's outside. But so is Snaggle, so is Crisco, so is Bernadette. He's fine. Snaggle has him wherever she is. So they're upset, and we tell them, stay in this room until we come back. You'll be fine. Snuggle in, whatever. They're all crying. It's like, you'll be fine.
We don't have hurricane shelters.
No, but that was the safe. There's no way, no breaking, no anything. There was the safest room. So we go out. We decide
they're all going to tell us that where you were supposed to be was in the bathtub. Did you know that?
I do know that, but we didn't know it was.
We didn't know that it really was a tornado.
Yeah,
we didn't know a tornado.
All I knew was Maisie's window had broken. Yeah. So if the wind's hitting that hard, Maisie can't be in her room, and therefore Wyatt cannot be in his room. Mm-hmm. And they can't be in our bedroom because of the windows. And I guess, yes, they could have been in a bathroom, but at the same time, the doors face where the shattered windows are. So if the windows continued to break, they wouldn't be able to get out of the bathroom. So, and we weren't going to be in there with them at this moment. So Harper's room it was. And we had a little light. They could have a light. Everything was fine. And we decided we have to move my car. We have to move a brand new car. And
Robert's brand new Suburban.
Yeah, this baby cannot be out there. So Robert's like, well, I can't see the wind. It's so windy. And I said, well, put your sunglasses on. I don't know what to tell you. I had my regular glasses on, so I had some eye protection.
And it's dark outside.
All the lights are off. He has a headlamp. I have my phone with the light on. Because at that point, I was not prepared for a power outage. So I knew where my lights were, but not at that very moment. So we booked it out. I got in my car, drove it around. I felt like I waited for forever for him to open the door for me. And at that point, you could see everything. There were already 4 trees down because we have a poplar windbreak.
They have 76 poplar trees in a row that have been there for
A really long time.
probably 70 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
by that point, we'd already seen that 4 trees were down. And we had noticed that the building across the street was down. And there is tin flying everywhere. So where I was parked waiting for the door to open was kind of like the safest and the sketchiest place. I mean, okay, right across from me, the building was down. But the trees were probably not going to follow me. So it's like, Robert's got to get the door open. So he gets the door open. But his problem was it's too dark in the shop. Even his headlamp, he couldn't. So he had to turn his 4-wheeler on, park his 4-wheeler, get it open, get it in there. And then we closed the door and I said, Robert, here's the problem. I said, that building's down across the street. I said, so we can't be out here because flying tin is just shrapnel.
And your kids are in the house.
And my kids my babies are in the house. So we go out there. I make sure that, the chicken coop didn't blow open. All the girls are inside. This is probably the only time that all the chickens actually slept in the coop. Well,
Went in and went to bed.
Our antique camper has fallen over at this point, has been pushed off the pallets. And it's like, well, and there happened to have been a toy rack that goes in the back of a truck that holds like a 4-wheeler, had to been sitting right next to it. Thank goodness. Otherwise, my assumption is it would have kept falling into the chicken coop. So thank goodness for that. And then I shut the lawn shed thinking that's probably where the cats were. So let's close this so the cats are safe. And then we notice all the rest of it. There's 3 more trees down, half of our willow trees down. A lilac bush has been ripped out. There's tin in the backyard. There's another shattered window. And it's like, Robert, we gotta go inside. So we get back inside, lock everything down. We put a door in front of our front door, or a chair, because we didn't know. And then we sit there. We go out and check the kids. They're fine. They're still crying. Maisie wants to know who's outside flashing lights. And it's like, no one's outside. It's lightning. I said, it's just bolts of lightning. And so we talked about that the next morning because she still was pretty sure someone was out there playing the lights. And why couldn't she be out there? She was the only one that was kind of unscathed. She really didn't care. Harper was sleepy. She wasn't fine. Why I think was too concerned about his cat and why his dogs were so upset. And why he couldn't sleep in his own room, which he kind of understood, but still didn't like the idea. So it was crazy. We were probably up until 2:00 that morning, and it wasn't any good. I mean, we couldn't do anything. But every time the lightning flashed, there was some new horror that flashed, and so it was crazy. So we finally got a little bit of sleep, and then at, I think, 4:00, I got up because the wind had finally died down. The dogs were ready to go outside, so I let them outside. It was so bad just opening the back door. And then I think at 5:30, 6:00,
5:30.
Yeah, we went outside. I called Mom. I said, "You ready for the walk around?"
So we did a little FaceTime.
Oh, it was so bad.
Yeah, and she had, we had talked on the phone a couple of times, but.
And we were safe, but there was nowhere we could go. With the tin flying across the highway, the safest place is in a house. I mean, you can't be out in there.
And see, we still didn't know. We didn't know that it was a tornado until later that day when they said that it was a tornado that touched down. Mm-hmm. And they had this whole swath from an area called May Valley through Winchester, and there was this little spot, and it went right through.
And when we went out Friday morning, it's like it had to have been a tornado.
Yeah.
I mean, this is not just, 80-mile-an-hour winds.
Because that willow tree in the backyard is probably, how tall do you think that is? It's probably
pretty tall.
15 stories tall. It's humongous.
Yeah,
it's been there a long time. That tree is super old. And it's been through a lot. Every once in a while, a chunk of it, would break off, but half of it was gone. Mm-hmm. And so the whole back fence was destroyed. The walnut tree out front, Dad and I planted 40 years ago, because we've been married 42 years, and we planted that the first year. And a huge
quadrant of that.
Yeah, and then you'll see a picture of, there's a spruce, blue spruce. The whole top of that is missing. But then I think the big thing was that building across the street, all of that tin is coming directly at all of that mangled tin. And you'll see pictures of that mangled tin.
In a tree.
And I think that, and here's what the thing that I want to say is that we've seen, the footage and the aftermath of houses that are leveled, and there were some, if you kind of drive around the area, there was some of that. Houses that were absolutely leveled, houses where the trees fell on top of the house. So, everything fell the right way. Lots of carnage, and let's go back just for a minute. The cats were fine.
Oh, yeah. When we came out this morning, I was like, oh, there's Marlin. Oh, there's Snaggle. Oh, you made it.
Yeah.
So everyone made
every chicken, every cat, all accounted for.
Everyone was good.
Everybody was fine. So all of that was fine. It was just, how many poplars did you end up losing total?
8.
A dozen? 8.
The craziest thing that we could not wrap our heads around was where our poplars stood. The half that was like into the house. So we share field on the other side, just wheat fields. So that side was fine. The inside of them, they were just sheared off. Like, the craziest thing. Or some of them were totally tipped over and whatever. But the rest of it was just sheared off. It was the craziest. I've never seen that before.
Yeah. But see, we've never seen stuff like this before. So, I mean, and then somebody looked it up and said that Washington State can get up to, has known to get up to 2 tornadoes a year. Oh. So maybe that happens every once in a while. But I think for us, and it must happen out here, it wouldn't happen on the other side. Yeah. But I think what happens is that, even that, if we wouldn't have been searching to see, well, was it a tornado? What would have caused all of this destruction? We would have just thought the same thing. Oh, yeah, that was really high winds.
Really bad winds.
Really high winds. But there was just that whole path.
Yeah, our whole
destruction.
little quarter mile is destroyed. It is absolutely crazy. We were super grateful though. I mean, because we were driving around checking on people, and doing all sorts of things and dropping loads of trees off at places, and we lucked out. I mean, we were super grateful that all we had was major tree damage, and that the tree damage we did have didn't go through our kitchen. Right. We didn't have a building fall. We didn't have any of that where people lost buildings. Trees to their house at 2 o'clock.
No one died. We didn't have any deaths.
No deaths. People lost their vehicles. All sorts of. We had such high winds. There were 2 circles because we have these big pivots, sprinklers. They're supposed to be able to withstand at least 100 miles per hour winds.
They flipped. And then there was an explosion.
Lightning hit a diesel tank.
Exploded.
They lost everything but their house. Crazy. It could have been worse. He's a chemical sprayer. He just sprays weeds and everything. It didn't, they were able to foam that in, before
save the chemical tanks.
Yeah. Which I think they also have to dispose of those, because I think doing the foam is counterproductive to whatever your chemicals is. But they knew if that explosion hit that, so that was crazy. Robert's, cousin, he just graduated high school, and he was on the team for that, and I thought, well, cool for him to see something like that. But he said they worked their butt off. It took them almost like an hour to get to the property because all of their poplars fell, and they had to call in a neighbor to get a bulldozer out to move the trees to it.
Yeah, because those poplars, so many of us had them for those windbreaks. They're huge. They're super tall, and who would have thought that they would come over so quickly?
There's a pretty good
lots
picture,
of poplars everywhere.
Out past Robert's parents' house, they have an older set of neighbors that had poplars that fell on the tree, blocked the canal, flooded that. They're huge though, and they're older, and it's on the county road, so the county said they would take care of it. But of course, when the county can get to it, they got other problems, and it's a little country road. Everybody can go around it. But Robert and Wyatt rode their 4-wheelers out Saturday because we were helping his parents clean up their trees, and they couldn't get through it with 4-wheelers. They had to go up and around and back through,
and their power came back on 5:30 p.m. on Friday, and a lot of other people. There was that whole swatch of power was still out. There were still 101 homes in the Winchester area, and like 57 over in the May Valley area that were still without power on Sunday. So,
and there was a
so
tiny
many,
little
you guys
patch.
had a power line that had
We did. We had
That
a
was
power
done.
line in. Yeah.
In your poplars.
Yeah. And which was, we had a whole other half of our property to deal with. So that wasn't a problem. We just made sure everyone knew not to, go past this part of the shop. And we have a new little pile of, to burn later sometime eventually. But yeah, they didn't know. And the PUD was really good. Like those guys, I don't think they need a
hard, those
national
linemen.
day. They worked so hard. And they even had crews coming through and like assessing to see where they were. They drove in and saw the line, and we told them right off the bat, say, hey, we're good. Worry about other people. Our little quarter mile, we're pretty handy. We've got freezers on generators. They've got their well on a generator for their in-laws' house. They're not even home. They left. They went there. They had family in Wenatchee, so they just ditched. So I said, we're good. If there's other people higher on your list, don't worry about us. And they were great. They worked super hard.
Yeah.
Because it was, and then I think, there's a tiny little section in Ephrata because Tom and Grandma were on that one that they had power out until late Sunday. But they had a pole down, a pole fire, and a transformer that blew all on the same. So it was like all men on deck to be able to get all of that efficiently done. So they were working their
it was a weird deal. And I'll tell you, so the other thing that happened then is, so this happens Thursday night, right? So 5:15, 5:20 or so is when we're FaceTiming, and we're showing the damage, like, wait, what was that? And we're seeing all of this stuff, and it's like, oh man, that's a great big huge mess. Well, so then, but what happened, so it's Thursday, it's Friday, so we're all out, at the retreat center. So Brianna, like a big old trooper, she comes to work. So she's at work, and it's like, well, that's kind of not all right. So there's no way you can concentrate, even with, everybody out there kind of clean up the stuff, and, and the kids are at school. The kids went to school.
Yes, Ephrata had everything, so the kids could go. I had texted their teachers, hey, we've been out of power, so they're
looking rough.
They have wash racks. So I want them to go in, wash their face, brush their teeth really good. If they say something, that is why.
We don't have water.
And they were stressed out all night. I'm so sorry. But I'm sure my kids were not the only ones. And even the district put out, say, hey, if you have a bad road, please call us. We'll make sure the bus doesn't know, and you'll have an unexcused absence. We're not don't jeopardize your safety to get your kids to school, because it's, that's not a problem. But yeah, it was
crazy. So it's, it's just so unusual for us. High wind, we feel like we know what to do. Hot weather, we know what to do. Lots of rain. Every once in a while, we do get lots of rain, and there's nowhere for the water to go. And so we've had some of those sorts of things. But for a tornado to come through, that is pretty unique. And for the tornado to go right through her property, super weird thing. So, but and this is just common. And we said that morning, okay, if you have to write your problems down and put it in a bowl, I'm keeping them. I'm keeping mine. It was good. It was grateful. Absolutely okay.
3 broken windows and a whole lot of trees down. I will take that versus
perfectly all right.
Having to figure out what to do with buildings. Or
there was a little part on your roof. And then there was
easy to fix.
A fence needs to be replaced.
That was easy.
Yeah. All, that poor little,
my little lilac bush.
Lilac bush.
All Paul said was, that's some good pruning. I was like, well, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
And she probably needed a good pruning, because she was one of the ones that kids always climbed on. Because she went straight up. And so one was like super hangy. We had like a little like strap. A trailer strap, cinching it back so she could try to fold straight. So, she probably needed a good cleaning.
She was
I'm not sure she needed it like that.
She didn't.
My poor old camper. She didn't need to go out like that.
No.
She's totaled to be the whole side. The windows are shattered and the sides are open. So we're going to figure out how to get it onto something that we can haul it and take stuff out of it. And I feel bad for her.
I know.
She didn't
it's those little starter campers, that all of us have had those. And the first one that we had when the kids were littlest, and and then you guys did a lot of fun stuff to that and painted it, and now you have a new one, but still the old one, didn't.
There was nothing wrong with her.
Whole thing, So anyway, so yeah, we don't like to talk about weather anomalies, but man,
it was half day on Friday. So I gotta. And Robert does not handle high stress situations. This man cannot. And me, I am like, let's do this.
She's a rock.
I can do high stress. Like, I'm way easier at that than like leisurely, weird stuff. So I kind of pep talked him before me and the kids went to school. Like, this is what you need to work with. This. Just wait for help to show up. Don't do anything crazy. They're bringing their chainsaws. Your dad will bring his tractor. It's fine. It doesn't matter. And then he calls me like an hour later. He's, oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm doing. I am walking around. I pick up, there's a piece of garbage here, so I pick it up. And then our garbage is gone. And so I can't even put my garbage away. I don't have my dump trailer yet because Jordan has to bring it yet. So I don't know what to do. I said, this is what you need to do. Go up on the roof, assess how you can fix that little piece. You have everything you need for it. He's like, oh yeah, I can do that. And then he calls me. He's like, I'm on the roof. But then I looked around. And now I don't know what to do. I said, just sit there. Just sit there and wait for someone.
Relax.
Because it's so much. I said, you could start moving garbage. I said, you're going to have to get into the backyard. And to get to the backyard, you have to move sheets of tin, sheets of insulation, branches. I said, you could start moving that. Just don't get a chainsaw out and don't do something crazy. Your help is coming. They're just not there yet.
Don't be left unattended.
Yeah.
And it really, what I keep thinking of is these people that have, you see it on the news, people standing outside, well, this was my house. How do you do something like that? How do you go through looking for, oh, look, I found a necklace. Oh, look, I found a book. I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine. Yeah. Oh, yeah, and rebuild.
And stay there and hope it doesn't happen again. Oh,
I know.
A whole new respect for all of you guys who live on that Tornado Alley area. Amazing. Granted, I know you guys are prepared for it. You guys have shelters. You have different things. But
knowing that your shed,
knowing the chance of the chicken coop might not be there. The birds may have gotten to fly one last time. That's all Eliza said. Eliza, did the chickens fly? No, they're home. They're fine. She's like, oh, that's one thing. Like, no, we're good. They're still laying eggs. They're fine. And even in the morning, they were all chirping. They're a little quiet. They're like, I don't know what happened last night. But
it was pretty wild.
But no, we were good. Nothing
unusual for us.
Just a lot of heavy duty work. So
yeah. So anyway, those of you guys, my goodness,
so if it has hit national news, we don't know. I haven't looked at the news.
I don't know that our little
tornado, they probably don't care.
I think it's on the grand scheme of what, tornadoes that take out entire communities. I think it was just unusual for us.
It was.
Is why it's like, and there's still so much cleanup to do, but everybody is good. And, we were good. We were out there. It's like, so that's what we were telling them the next morning. Well, guess what happened to Brianna? Look, I have some pictures. And so, and then we were talking about, we have a friend who is from Kansas, and he tells this story that when he was, a horrifying story, that when he was 10 years old, they knew the tornado was coming. They could see it. They could see it coming, and they went down in the little thing. They knew it was coming. They had their animals, went down. Their dad latched the thing, and they're sitting down there, and they could hear it. And he said that it came over, and it, sounded like a freight train coming right over the top, and you couldn't figure out what was happening. And he said it was just the most terrifying moment. He said he can hear that sound. We'll never forget what that sounded like. And then when it was safe and their dad opened the door, everything was gone. They had lost everything. And he said it was just the most traumatic day. They all survived, and that was okay, but then they moved. And then when, as a young adult, they moved out here. Now, we have dirt devils out here, and he said he cannot get used to those dirt devils. Oh, I bet. Because the first time he saw him, was like, oh my, and he's like,
it gives me chills.
Out. I know.
I can only imagine.
We get these little dirt devils, and you'll see like 3 or 4 of them together, and he's like, freaking out. It's like, no, it's just a dirt devil. It's going to
die down.
No, it's not. And then all of a sudden it'll poof. And then boop, here comes another one. Poof. We have them all the time. And we don't think anything of them. But can you imagine somebody that, and he said he can't, and he actually moved. He couldn't stay here. He had to move over to the other side where they don't have dirt devils and little mini tornadoes. And it's like, no, we don't get tornadoes. And I, kept thinking about him. It's like, oh yeah. But anyway, I just have to say, and all of us were talking about it here, that, how proud we are of you. It's just who you are. Brianna is unflappable. It really is true. She just takes everything okay, and whatever stressful situation, and you're always just such a good mom, even when weird things are happening with the kids. It's like, no, you got this, you got this. And Robert is right to turn to you. It's like, I'm super stressed. What do I do? We got this. And it's just a really good thing. You just back to work, and it's all okay. And our power came back on, and able to feed everybody that comes out to help, and slowly working on it. But it's just, you're a special girl. Anyway, so that's what happened. And so we thought we would, because people were coming in the store, and it's like, poor Leanne and then Anna. And so that's the other thing, is that the footage, so we were all taking pictures because Anna had to be in the store because Brianna wasn't here on Friday and Saturday.
And then Marjorie worked for me on Saturday.
Marjorie came in.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so so you'll see, when you see the recap of the video of the retreat, there's a lot of, we took a bunch of pictures for Anna, and ours are a little bit different than what Anna takes. But I think it still turned out really good.
I think it was so fun. Yeah.
12-minute video, kind of good to watch. But anyway, so
yeah,
that's what happened. And I think that there's one the morning after, when the guys went fishing, you can see a little bit of bad weather. And that was the other sort of fun thing about this retreat, is that we brag about our sunny weather and how it's always just gorgeous. And
they had a freak storm out of it.
Yeah.
A good lightning show.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty.
Yeah, it was
pretty. I shouldn't say that, because it was horrifying. But again, nobody died. It wasn't, yeah.
Yeah, everything was, It could have been worse. I mean, everyone, especially us. After Robert and I, it's like, we don't have anything to complain about.
Right.
Nothing at all.
Right.
And we were lucky enough to have machinery, capable men. I mean, we could do all the work ourselves. Equipment. Yep. We have, the only thing we're waiting for is windows. Yeah. But we have them all boarded up. Everything's fine. But we just have to wait for windows. So until then, we worked all day Sunday. We took the kids to Dennis and Paulina's, told them to stay home because they helped Friday, and then we cleaned up their property on Saturday. If they could watch the kids. So it was me and Robert, our friend Nathan and his girlfriend, and Jared came out, and the backs of where all the big poplars are, we cleaned all that out, because that was the sketchy part, all those sheared off pieces that we're gonna fling, or if the kids are out there helping with something and they, spatial awareness, so we had to really get that cleaned up, because that was really freaking us out, because anything could happen back there. Mm-hmm. So we got that all cleared up. We saved a robin's nest. Oh. Me and Amber were kind of watching, because we could see this mama robin kept coming over to us with a worm in her mouth, and we kept noticing. I said, her nest is somewhere right here, and you could hear her, and you could hear babies. I said, I don't know where they are though. So we tried to be careful. Snaggle, this crazy ass cat, would sit. I have a picture of her. Now in this picture, the tractor is running, the guys are all talking, chains are being thrown over logs. She's sitting right there, like taking a nap. We're just gonna be in the thick of it. Now, Robert is her favorite person, but I don't think she's that attached. So it was crazy. But we finally did find the nest. It was on a tree that we were actually going to fall down because of where it was, and needed to come down to take pieces off. So I grabbed my gloves. This nest was beautifully made. I moved it over to a different tree. And then as we were done, we could see her. Still, we're all right really close to it. I didn't get any pictures. I should have. And she went to her tree that we dropped off. And it's like, oh. And I said, well, maybe it's not about I can hear my babies. Maybe it's where I left my babies. So I grabbed her nest. I put it right next to the tree that we had fell. And she found them. It was so cool. I had never seen it before. Her babies are probably like 3 weeks away from flying, probably. But there's 4. They're all packed in that tiny little nest. But it was really cool to see when we put the nest back. Mom found them. And then she would even, picking up grubs on the dirt, fed them again. It was so cool. So yeah, we saved it. The boys were a little annoyed. We kept like, wait, we got to figure out where the nest was.
I know.
But
no,
me being an anti-bird person, it was a robin. They're the good ones. Yeah. It wasn't, and I feel like it wasn't right. And knowing it, we knew where they were. So we were able to get the ladder, get them down, move them, reconnect them.
Good.
So hopefully that mama recognizes and she'll come back and
Yes.
eat all my worms.
Yes.
So that was
Aww.
good. That was good karma.
That's good. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Take care of Mother Nature.
Yeah. So
That's right.
that's good. And that's how we ended our Sunday. And then we got our babies and took baths and we're still tired.
Ready for the day.
But
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, we shared a bunch of the pictures with the retreaters, so it'll be good. They'll be able to see all of the rest of the stuff. So hopefully Anna was putting in pictures while we were chatting and you guys could see. And again, we know that
This
there
is a baby.
nothing.
Yeah.
And it was super minor and, super thankful. It's just unusual for us. It's our first, hopefully only.
That's what I told Mom. I think it was Sunday. She had called and or maybe it was Saturday we were talking, and I just thought, like, driving around and taking dump runs and stuff, it's like Robert and I kept thinking, like, how can we help you? It's hard with 3 kids in tow, but we've got a trailer, we've got chainsaws, we're young, we're strong, we got gloves, and it's just, it was nice. Our community, though, I mean, everyone, all the farmers who weren't using their tractors were, oh, let me come get this for you. Oh, dump your trees here. We have, ag rights are different. They can burn during burn bans because they have special, permits. So farmers were letting us dump in places for them to burn later. And I feel like everyone kind of came together to try to make it not so bad. Yeah. Everyone was calling everybody. Oh, my power's on. Come get water. If you need, bring your horses, your cows, or whatever. So I feel like they all kind of come together when it happens. And I'm sure a lot of communities are like that
happens. Yeah, it makes sense that it would. And it's just so those are the things that you see, when there is something like this that happens.
Those
to
highlights
be able to see that, oh yeah, we all got this and we all have each other. And that's a special feeling to know that. So anyway, so that's it for our excitement for the week.
We're going to have a nice chill week.
Yes, nice
our
chill
last week of school. Kids are out on Friday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Ready for their summer. So all the pruning has been done. Yard work is slim pickings for the rest of the summer.
Yeah. So
all right.
Anyway. All right, you guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed the pictures and stay, because then our very next thing is
the recap for
we're going to do the recap for our for our paper piecing retreat. And then the retreat coming up starting tonight is the Bargello retreat.
That'll be fun.
That'll be really fun. We'll have a special trunk show because Carolyn Harris is going to come and show her Bargello retreats. Her quilts. So we're going to show that. And then we have 2 more for summer. We have Flying Geese. Super fun. Very cool. Project and technique or anything else you want to work on. And then after that, we have collage. Also, very cool technique. Really, really fun. And if you feel like you've wanted to do that, and again, no, I have another quilt I need to make, but let me just listen.
Totally fine.
It's still worth it. So there is spots in both of those retreats, a couple of spots. So if you feel like you can get it together, you want a summer trip, all of our bad weather is behind us.
Yeah.
So you can come hang out, and we've got a spot for you. So. All right, and we will see you tonight for box opening.
5 o'clock.
Yeah.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye. Thank you for watching our video. We invite you to leave a comment, hit the like button, or better yet, subscribe to our channel so you never miss an episode. You can also visit our Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, or Pinterest pages, or find all of those things and our online store at FabricPatch.net.